Now today I want to introduce you to D.Va in Heroes of the Storm, now that she is available as of a couple of hours ago on the Heroes PTR. Now before jumping into a match, I quickly want to show you all of her different abilities right here in try mode, because she's got quite a few of them available. So just like in Overwatch, she's got two different kinds of attack modes. First off, we've got her right here inside of her mech suit, which gives her access to a couple of different abilities. And secondly, we've got her outside of the mech suit as well, which I'll cover here in just a little bit. Now inside of the mech suit, as you may have already noticed right here, she's got no mana here whatsoever, and actually outside of the mech suit she's got no mana either. But more importantly, inside of the mech suit she cannot use a mount, meaning that you're gonna have to position yourself quite well. But on top of that, of course, she is going to be rather tanky. Now to sort of like justify that, she can indeed attack and move at the exact same time, and on top of that, all of her basic attacks will indeed deal splash damage in a line straight in front of her. Now the way that you can easily maneuver around the battlefield is by using one of her different abilities. So the first ability, her Q, is called Boosters. It increases D.Va's movement speed by 125% for 2 seconds. Enemies that are hit take 140 damage and are knocked away as well. Now the default cooldown right here is 10 seconds, which is indeed a rather large amount, and she can't really maneuver that far away. However, the first row of talents right here will immediately change the cooldown around if you absolutely want to. So for example, you can get the pro moves right here. D.Va's Mech gains 2% movement speed for 1 second every time it takes damage, up to 30%, which is of course a rather big one. You can also go ahead and pick up the rush down right here. If D.Va neither takes nor deals damage during boosters, it cools down, is lowered rather by 5 seconds right here. Or, and I actually quite like this one, you can go with the hit the nitros, as well as I guess crash course, but you can go with this one that will give you additional speed here initially. So look at this. She's super fast. She's super fast. Now, of course, once again, that cooldown is still 10 seconds, so you're going to have to make sure that you use it efficiently. Now, if I toggle the cooldowns real quick, you see what happens. She can boost around rather aggressively and actually deal quite a bit of damage to enemies like that as well, and push them around. So in the middle of combat, that is going to be a rather interesting spell. I wonder how efficient that will truly be, but regardless, that is going to be her very first ability. Second one, and for those of you that have played Overwatch, you'll recognize this one very easily. It's called Defense Matrix. Channels a defensive field in the target direction for 3 seconds, reducing the damage dealt by enemy heroes inside of it by 75%, and the mech can move while channeling, but it cannot turn. Damage dealt to the mech from enemies within Defense Matrix still grants the same amount of self-destruct charge. I will go over the E ability here in just a little bit, but basically the way this works is I can project the field right in front of me just like that and reduce the enemy damage quite substantially. Sort of making her, you know, even though she's very tanky, sort of making her somewhat of a support character. Now the level 4 talents right here, and I'll go ahead and level up real quick. I guess we can go up all the way to level 10 just fine. It will actually give you quite a bunch of additional strength actually to your W ability. So for example, if I pick up the diverting power here, the area of the defense matrix is 100% wider and 25% longer, but D.Va cannot move for the duration. So if I go ahead and pick that one up right here, you can see that the amount of distance that you now cover is very substantial. So I wonder exactly how important this ability is going to be, because once again, it seems to only work against heroes. At the very least, it specifically states that it only works against heroes inside of it, and it reduces their damage by 75%. So it's going to be interesting to see how much, how much efficiency that will truly bring. I can imagine that on some maps, such as for example the Cursed Hollow, where everyone is just sort of clumping up together, the defense matrix can become very powerful, but on others, maybe it's not going to be the best of choice. Regardless though, it's going to be one of your default abilities, so you'll probably use it quite often. Now the E ability, and this is actually something interesting, because when I first heard of D.Va, I assumed that her E ability would be one of her ultimates, but instead it's going to be self-destruct right here on one of her basic abilities, and it's indeed going to be on E. So you eject from the mech, sending it to self-destruct after 4 seconds, and it deals a bunch of damage in a large area depending on distance from the center. Only deals 50% of damage against structures. So the way this works, and I guess I'll go ahead and show you actually against these dudes. Bruiser Camp, where are you guys at? The way this works is that I'll jump out of my suit. The suit will indeed explode. Now, I personally don't take damage from being close to that. But you can see the enemies around me indeed do take a whole lot of it. And I can go ahead and walk around outside of the mech suit here instead. Now, outside of the mech suit, I've got really only one ability for the moment here. We'll go over the second one in just a little bit. But by default, I actually do quite a bit of damage inside of this, or outside of this suit here as well. So this is sort of like her second mode and her second attack stage as well. Now, besides being able to use my E ability to jump out of the suit, also, you know, simply getting my character killed inside of the mech suit will, you know, cause me to jump out of it here too. So you notice right here, just like in Overwatch, you can take a lot of damage outside of this mech suit very, very easily, and it's easy to underestimate her. Now, the range isn't quite as substantial as she's got it in Overwatch, so she's still going to be rather close. But instead of this now being charge-based as well, the core mech is going to be on a 45-second cooldown instead. So the way this works, right, by default, if I turn off the cooldowns real quick, and I think I'm actually going to be able to jump out of it right here once more. And then I'm going to have to activate it once again. There we go. The way this works is that I normally need to charge up my self-destruct ability. And the way I do so, if I show you right here, I gain 1% charge for every 2 seconds spent basing attacking, and 30% charge for 100% of the mech health lost. Now, it may sound a little bit more complicated than it is, but basically what it's trying to tell you is that whenever you take damage and whenever you deal damage with your basic attacks, you will end up charging up your self-destruct ability, which is a rather interesting one, and will indeed cause you to, you know, be able to jump out of the mech suit and start pushing the enemies from a different kind of attack. Now, I'm not entirely sure, like, it's a cool concept, right? But I remember back in the day when Tygus had a second health bar as well, where it didn't really work out as efficiently as people wanted it to, because oftentimes it was very difficult to kill him. But for example, if I die right now, right? If I stand right here close to the towers, I will also jump out of the suit just like that, but of course it will not be exploding and not deal any kind of bonus damage to anyone around me. Now notice right here, currently the core mech indeed does have a 45-second cooldown, so it takes a little bit of time before I can get back into the suit. Now, just like the other heroes in the game, there are two different ultimates available. One of them is available, however, only outside of the mech suit, and the second one is going to be available only inside of the mech suit. So I'll show you the first one right here called Bunny Hop, which is the one inside of the mech suit instead. The way this one works is that I will be able to jump around, deal a bunch of damage, but more importantly, slow enemies down. So if I jump around just like that, you'll see I do a bunch of damage, plus I'm jumping around like a bunny, which is awesome, but more importantly, I'm slowing down enemies. At the very least, I think that that is going to be its primary use. Now, what I need to do here for just a little bit is actually charge up my my E ability, because otherwise I cannot show you the second one. Regardless, though, if I reset my level right here, or reset my talents, I'll pick a bunch of the different ones and pick the big shot here instead. The way that big shot works, and I guess I'll go ahead and attack the chaos here for a little bit too. The way that big shot works is that I deal a bunch of damage to enemies in a line. The cooldown of Call Mech is reduced by 8 seconds for each enemy hero hit. So remember, right now, if I'm outside of the mech suit, I'm going to be capable of using that ability, but now that I'm inside of the mech suit, I cannot use my ultimate here, because I've decided to choose the big shot. Now, big shot, and that is what makes it absolutely fascinating, is only available outside of the mech suit, but every 4 seconds. It's a very, very, very short cooldown, and it actually deals a pretty substantial amount of damage. It's an interesting trade-off, because while you're much more tanky right here inside of the mech suit, if you happen to die, right, and you have to, you know, self-destruct yourself, or you have to, like, jump out of the suit some other way, you can go ahead and lower the cooldown right here by using Big Shot. Now, one second thing to note as well is that if you get your mech suit killed, you have to wait for the cooldown right when D.Va jumps out of it. However, when you're inside of the mech suit already and you use the self-destruct ability instead, you do not have to wait for a cooldown and you can immediately reactivate it. However, if it gets killed, which I think will happen quite often, you're gonna have to make sure that you use the big shot here to try and reduce the cooldown here as well. So notice right now, I'm bailing out. Now the cooldowns start running of 45 seconds. So it's quite subtle. Now if I hit that enemy right there, you can see there's a slight charge up time, by the way. But if I hit an enemy right here, and this is supposed to be an enemy hero, you'll notice that the cooldown gets reduced quite a little bit, by 8 seconds each. Now it sort of feels a little bit similar to penetrating round with a little bit of charge up time, but you still have to be rather close. You've got like no defensive capabilities here whatsoever. So if I show you the amount of damage she takes, it's very, very, very substantial. You cannot really do a whole lot while outside of this mode. But of course, you can wait until the very last second and just simply hit the E ability just like that. And about a good 30 minutes or so later, I finally found myself into a game. Now, it's currently on the PTR, right? It takes a little bit of time to find yourself a game. But let's give the GLH up right here to my allies, and we'll see how good D.Va is going to be. Now, please keep in mind, this is going to be my very first game with her ever. So it's probably going to be a little bit messy, but either way, it should be a lot of fun to figure out exactly what's going on. So we got Illidan, Alarak, D.Va, the Haka, Tyrande, Asmodan, Alarak, Nova, D.Va, and Tyrande. Good fun. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the pro moves. Generally speaking, I like playing a little bit safe whenever a, whenever a new hero arrives. I'm trying to, like, pick the safe talents. Hey, yep, I guess that's me. Anyway, I did tweet out real quick, and apparently Shadow Knight decided to join me if anyone was available. So if you want to help me out with future videos for Heroes of the Storm on PTRs and whatnot, do make sure you follow me on Twitter. Links are down below. Regardless, let's try and see what D.Va is all about. See if she's gonna be any good. Alrighty. Now, generally speaking, first game's of course going to be a little bit messy. But actually, ooh, she deals a lot of splash damage. It's actually pretty substantial. Now, of course, if you walk with minions, Nova's not going to be capable of really doing a whole lot, which is pretty nice. Makes life a little bit easier. But yeah, generally speaking, on PTRs, it just gets a little bit messy when it comes to like finding games, in particular when there's really only like one major new release. I think we should go ahead and boost on out of there. I do take quite a bit of damage, actually, more than I had anticipated. So I've got 2,000 HP here at the beginning of the match. Not a whole lot, actually, for a warrior. Yeah, I'm gonna be capable of boosting out of there. I'm gonna have to drink from the fountain here. Definitely don't have as much HP as you would expect, generally speaking, from most of the different assassins in the game. Now, I'm trying to make good use right here of my W ability as well. You do have to put it in a pretty proper position, I guess, if you want to make optimal use out of it. I'm afraid I'm not gonna be capable of getting in there myself. I should probably try and use my my Q abilities for safety primarily, just because it's rather tricky to stay alive otherwise. But of course, I can still do damage here for a little while longer. I'm just a little worried for Nova. I'm currently not entirely aware of where Nova is located, so I'll make sure here to move in the group of minions instead. So this is going to be a little bit of time, right? So since it got destroyed this time around, I'm going to have to wait a full 45 seconds before I can jump back out of the suit. Now, this is rather nice because it's still a, a fully functioning second health bar. And by the way, in this mode, I can mount up. I don't know if I pointed that out in try mode, but I can indeed mount up in this mode. And that's still soaking experience, right? Which is probably the biggest mode, or the biggest deal here. Now, what I can do is wait for Nova to snipe me or to try and deal some damage to me, and just simply go from there. I think I'll go ahead and pick up the Bring It On here. So whenever I take damage right now, I can just simply hit my E ability to try and get back into combat. So it is going to be, she's probably going to try and land her abilities on me. For the time being, actually, there's really nothing. So I think he's going to try and land his big balls of doom on me. If I can soak some more XP just like this, right? And just hit my E ability, not ASAP, but instead try and buy myself some time. I'm not actually against this at all. So I'm pretty sure the pink bar below my character, by the way, is not necessarily, well, it normally would be a mana bar, but I think it's mostly a bar right here to see how much of a charge you've got. Of course, we've got to turn in here shortly as well. I can actually try and push him away for a little while, although I'm definitely gonna have to push it. I think there's a little bit of downtime as well, during which you can potentially end up falling if you're not careful. I don't think you get jumped into the suit right away. I think there's a little bit of downtime, so I don't think you can wait until the very last second before jumping in there. There we go. Can I push him several times? Ooh, that got a little strange right there. You see that? That was a little wonky. Apparently D.Va, or rather Nova, is back once again. So my E ability is almost ready to go. So that's also, in a sense, like a second health bar, right? I really wonder how that's gonna play out. Because, for the longest time, it just wasn't very fair. In particular when it came to, like... I should probably turn in, by the way. But in particular when it came to, like, Tygus. Like, for the longest time, before they changed him, basically hitting the Odin button, which is one of his ultimates, it basically gave him, like, an entirely second health bar, which was super good. Alright, fine. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the nuclear option right here. Basically just increase the strength of my E ability. Sounds like a lot of fun. Come on, trying to turn in here. What I can do is push in just like that, right? Oh, you can actually combine the two. Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome. That's actually really cool. Oh man, that's really awesome. Okay, so just like you can in Overwatch, you can use the boosters. Okay, I'm trying to push them away, right? Dang, nice. That's awesome. No, so basically what you can do is hit your Q ability, activate the boosters, and then follow it up with the E, which is turning out to be a really, really nice setup. So we're very close, by the way, to getting a turn in here. I'll try and push them away here for the time being. I don't really know how often I should use my W ability, to be honest. W ability is fine and whatnot, but it feels not that amazing, I guess. Alright, we're gonna have to get it out of there. So the damage gets lower, by the way, and stasis and whatnot works out just like that as well. Yeah, the damage doesn't get that impressive, I guess, if you walk further away outside of the circle. There we go. So let's go ahead and start pushing here now that the web weavers are available. I'm actually quite liking this. This is a fun little playstyle. It's very different than the other heroes available, though. I love the fact that you can still combine the Q and the E ability. I'm pretty sure it's going to boost quite far away, though, as long as boosters is going to be activated. So you may not even want to pick up, you know, the first talent right there. Can I boost him several times? No, I can only really boost him a single time there. Oh, okay. Ooh, well, that's less okay. Ooh. So we can zone them so hard, right? I can go ahead and activate my ability here once again if I need to. I don't know which I will pick. I guess I'm gonna go with Big Shot, actually. I don't mind that idea at all. I don't know which one is gonna be the better one, though. It's gonna take a little bit of time to find out. She's got a lot of Korean voice lines as well, of course, as far as the lore goes. She's basically the one hero that was part of Overwatch after being a professional StarCraft player for years. There we go. So I don't know actually if it like counts for those kind of casted abilities as well. Is it only basic attacks? No, it's just damage dealt by enemies. So it's actually gonna be a whole lot more. Maybe I should go ahead and use my E ability quite a bit as well when dealing with... When dealing with buildings and whatnot. Use it a little bit more aggressively in that sense. I can go ahead and jump out of the suit right now whenever I please. So sure, this may push me out of it. This is so weird. This is so strange. But I mean, it's fine, right? Because I can go ahead and activate my R ability right now and do a bunch of additional damage. Now, I do have to be careful for Nova. So maybe in this kind of sense... Actually, like, even right now, though, it's still not bad for me. Because this will reduce the cooldown of my abilities so much. Like, right now, for example, I can almost activate my, my E once again. Look at that. Super good. Alright. Okay, there we go. So that zones them as well far enough, and it will blow up the fort here too, which is fair enough. There we go, got him. That's so funny. It's such a weird playstyle though. I'm not sure how it will work out in a MOBA, to be completely honest with you. Because it seems like with proper play, she can do a lot. I mean, killing her is gonna be a tough feat. You know what I mean? Well, that was just poor right there by me. Don't want to do it like that. I gotta also be careful that I'm not accidentally pushing them away. But I can sacrifice myself quite aggressively. Because I'm gonna be capable of running out of there just fine anyway, right? There we go. Gotta be careful here. And they never know. They never know whether or not I've actually got my mech available. Maybe I'm saving time here, right? Maybe I've purposefully not gotten myself the switch into my my other ulti here or in my mech suit just yet. They can't know whether or not I've got my E ability available right now. I don't need to activate it right away. So now it's available. I can just keep on using this mode just fine and just sort of, you know, go into it whenever I need to. Well, unless I'm silenced, of course. That would make it a little more tricky. I think there's a little bit of downtime. This is so different. This is so strange. Okay, very good. Take less damage from weak attacks. Increases mech health and cooldown mech cooldown. Sure, let's go ahead and do with that one. That's probably the best option here. It's gonna be a little bit of time before you figure out all of the best options, by the way. So I am vulnerable, by the way, during this mode here. Whew. There we go. I think we got her. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna be vulnerable while I have my my E ability ready to go. So far, it's looking solid though as far as the outcome of this match goes. I'm capable of staying in combat for a very, very long amount of time, by the way. And we've done a lot of work. Okay, we actually got a hard camp coming in right now as well. So right now, actually, the cooldown is rather long, though. Ooh, that's actually very interesting. Now it's gonna be a longer cooldown, but I'm gonna have more HP. There we go. That means that I have to hit my R ability more often. Very good. Very solid. Whew. The range on the R ability is actually really solid. Although it does hit through buildings and whatnot as well. So right now... Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Woo! So now I've got more HP. Get him. Wow. So close. Alright, we'll try and activate the boosters here. There we go. I'm gonna be capable of doing quite a bit of damage there, though, I think. Okay. Let's see if I can actually hit that tower. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do quite a bit of damage to that tower. Hold on, I'm gonna kill it. There we go. Fascinating. Alright, so far so good. Gonna be capable of turning in here. We're gonna get a bunch of wet weavers out. And already we are at a really solid GG well play. We're already really good. Dash is a pilot. D.Va gains the torpedo dash ability, allowing you to dash forward and pass through enemies. Increase the pilot damage, takedown refreshes mech. Resistant, I wonder which is best. I really wonder which is best. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up torpedo dash because it seems the most fascinating one. It probably isn't the correct option here, but it seems like the most interesting one for this video as well. Ooh, careful now, boys. Get away from my friend. Okay. I'll go ahead and head to the top lane right here, because we can push over here quite nicely. Shoot down a bunch more of these forts and sort of close the, or increase the distance that we've got right here. If I can actually take some damage as well, there's benefit to that, right? Because right now I'm not taking any damage, and it's kind of a waste, because I'm not charging up my suit either. So I think I can drop down maybe to half health or so. Actually, if you pick the level 13 talent right there, right? Since taking damage is percentage based, it's gonna be more difficult to charge up your suit after activating that. It's those two talents actually don't really make a lot of sense together. Ready? What are you doing, dude? Actually, there's a huge fight going on apparently. What's she doing? Alright. I guess we're being fed. I guess we're being fed. I don't really want to push too far, though. We don't really want to die. I've got a lot of gems here available. I keep pressing my Z ability for my Q1. I wonder if it's good to rebind those two. Because there is, you know, there's a lot of logic there, right? Anyway, I'm really liking this, though. This is cool. So I've got a whole lot of gems to turn in. Try and see if I can get in there. Really? You sure about that? That ulti seemed a little wasted. Alright, Illidan is still pushing in a bunch of these camps. They're gonna get a turn in here. And actually, while we were really far ahead, this is starting to look a little bit more terrifying for us, to be honest with you. We're gonna have to work together. We should go ahead and start grouping up, though. Because that's how we should be capable of closing out this game. So you can see right there, the damage is very low. Alright, there we go. I think, well, okay, apparently their D.Va has sort of decided that she doesn't want to live anymore. That's okay. I'll turn in here. That was 40 of them. Once again, though, our Illidan does end up falling there, making it a little tricky. The balls of Asmodan, they're becoming huge! Alright, let's pick those gems up. Very good.
My power grows by your enemy's hand.
Alright. So I got a dash ability right now. Ooh, that's cool. I was hoping I could zone them right there, but the E ability isn't really very reliable for... Well, it's reliable for zoning, but it's not like reliable damage, you know? You gotta make sure that you hit it against a wall or something. They did get a turn in just now. And our heroes are taking a lot of damage. Ooh, my allies are starting to die a whole lot over here. Not a big fan of this situation. I can boost around, I guess. There we go. It is capable of just simply, you know, walking out of it, but a lot of my allies have started making some... You know, let's consider it interesting moves where a lot of people are constantly dying. Ooh, 19 kills so far for us. Still a little bit ahead in that sense. Actually, I like having that dash ability there. It's a rather long cooldown, though. Woo! There we go. Even though their Nova is feeding pretty aggressively here. She's actually also still... Oh, God. She's actually still gathering a lot of XP there. I was hitting my E ability. There. But, sadly, it did not quite go off just yet. This has been unfortunate. We were really very far ahead here just now, right? But this game is starting to slip out of us control. Anyway, so let's have a quick look at the amount of siege damage and whatnot that we have done while we wait to respawn right here. And while I go ahead and pick up, I don't know. Call Mech is instant and can target the location upon landing. The Mech deals damage. That sounds fun. Let's go ahead and pick that. So I've done quite a bit of siege damage. As far as my amount of damage goes, I mean, apparently my hero damage is higher right now than Illidan and the Haka, which is not really where it should be, let's be real here, but I guess that's mostly due to my teammates. Well, maybe not so much the Haka here, but mostly due to you know, Illidan's damage just being really low here. But other than that, it's quite fascinating. Like, look at that. We've got a reasonably powerful setup. Alright, anyway, this is not game over just yet. We've just made it a little bit closer than it needed to be. I mean, I don't mean to shit talk on the Illidan right there, right? But let's just say that his damage is a little lower than it probably should be at this point in the game. Not that mine is anything to write home about, but there we go. I wonder if that's a good idea, though. Oh, God. Whew. I almost forgot that I needed to target there. I was hitting my E ability already. Yeah, I think I'm actually not using my ulti very efficiently right there at all. Good. So she's also picked up the dash ability right there. Alright. 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 No, no, no. Dude, get out of there. You're so low. Whew.
Destroy their constructs. Reclaim the gems by power. Show no mercy. Nerf this. Sailing out. D.Va, moving out.
Gotta be real careful here, Lowko. Yeah! I actually didn't pick a mount. Rookie mistake right there, Lowko. Yeah, so where apparently their Nova was feeding for a little bit, she's decided that that is not going to be the outcome of this game. Because I guess she was assuming that the game was already over or something. That they were really far behind, but lo and behold, pop Medges can be difficult to close out. We were already pushing aggressively though early game. I like that one a lot. I really like their setup. It's gonna be a bit of practice before I'm gonna feel comfortable to play this hero a lot more. But I'm most definitely gonna try it out though. Seems like a lot of fun. So I actually have quite a bit of range here as well. There we go. There's actually a little bit of damage. I don't know if that was a good, like, you know, level 20 talent right there. It didn't seem that amazing. It's a fun ability, that's for sure. But I don't know about my my talent here in general. Get him! Actually, the ulti, it's good, but it's, I don't know. I don't know if, well, it's not an ulti, actually. I guess I call it the ulti because it's the ulti in Overwatch, right? But I don't know, the E ability, it's fun and all. But it's not nearly as strong as you'd expect it to be. I'll go ahead and just simply push down just like that. Alright. We kind of need some more gems, but... Guys, can you please heal up? Everyone's super low. Not a big fan of this. Please don't die. Oh no, everyone's super low. We booped into each other. I guess you can easily escape as well using that ability. There we go. Trying to lower the cooldown here. Gotta be careful though of their Nova.
D.Va, moving out.
Okay. Starting to be very even actually. This is not really the situation we had in mind here initially.
Ready for action.
Got him. We can pokey poke quite efficiently like that. I got my E ability here ready to go, so that's good. We got 2,500 HP right now in this mode. You gotta be careful though. Because of the silences and whatnot that are available, this becomes a little terrifying. Okay. Yeah, I think using your E ability against buildings makes a lot more sense. Right now though, I'm once again out of the camp. All right. We've got a lot of time here, right? Oh man. How are we losing these fights? I guess I wasn't there, but oh, yeah, there is quite a bit of vulnerability there, but she can buy so much time here as well. It's pretty substantial. Alright, too late now. Too late now, sadly. Not going to be capable of really doing a whole lot. As far as the boss goes, right? We had a good chance there to get the boss going, but I'm afraid that's not going to be the case anymore. I I can actually use it now a little more efficiently as well. Oof. It's barely capable of zoning here. But I'm starting to wonder, like, if they get one good wave in, right? We're game over.
Defense matrix activated.
We're game over at that point. If they get one proper wave in, and everyone's playing so risky. A lot of low HP heroes. So I did end up dying a little bit more often, by the way, because killing the mech also does count as a half death. It also counts for half experience, by the way, so that's one important thing to keep in mind. I actually may have done a couple of things right there that I shouldn't really have done in that sense.
The prey has fallen.
You fight with such passion.
Thank you. I fight with such passion. Actually, I forgot about that here for a second just now. Not realizing that that was the case.
The enemy has destroyed a key.
Oh, wow. Alright.
I'm on it.
So should we not just do a little bit of damage?
I'm on offense.
Alright. I've almost got my ultimate here. Or rather, I've almost got my my E ability ready to go. I think once I jump out of this, I'm gonna be capable of getting it.
Well done.
You are not as weak as you appear.
We should consider doing that, though. Pushing with the boss will make this way easier.
Moving out.
Go.
Taking the shot.
Sadly, that does not count as an enemy hero.
Let's get aggressive.
I think I should go ahead and drop down my mech. Just because it deals more consistent damage, I think. I'm not actually sure which of the DPSs is higher. I can go ahead and pick up my ulti here, but I don't really want to. Or rather, I can go ahead and press my E ability here, but I don't think I want to. Alright. Stay together right here, sirs. Ladies. Attack helicopters. However else some of you may sexually identify. I'm not judging. This is 2017. We do have 65 gems, by the way. Oh, he's got Brush Talk in 7.
I have you now. Healed up. Nerf this. Okay with me. Nerf this.
There we go.
Let's see them stop.
I think I should play this a little more aggressively. I think I may be playing a little too safely sometimes. Okay, at least we're destroying keeps and whatnot. Okay, very good.
So you do have your uses.
Your core is under attack. I'm back in the
Our core is under attack as well. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. I think we actually may be losing. I can't really go back right now either. I'm gonna try and go back, but I think we're done for. I was not paying a close attention right there. And this turned into a bit of a base race. And sadly, even though this game was pretty solid, they're gonna be capable of getting the match victory. Not without a fight, though. Not without a fight. I felt like we did quite a bit of work. But there we have it. Apparently, I'm the jeweler of this match with 41% of all the gems delivered. Anyway, so there we have a first look at D.Va. One of the things I actually forgot about there for just a little bit is the fact that every single time your mech gets killed, it doesn't only like trigger the cooldown, but it also counts as half experience for a player kill for the enemy heroes. That is a very, very important thing to keep in mind right there. Apparently, I did unlock a loot chest, so let's go ahead and open it up. Apparently, I actually got a couple. I'll just open up the one that I just unlocked. Amazing. Now, of course, this is PTR, so, you know, that does mean that these things will not carry over anyway. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. If you haven't already, do make sure you subscribe as well so you get a notification as soon as I upload more. And other than that, I want to thank you very much so for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one.